We've got a good one today. In the kitchen, we're gonna be making a creamy coconut and cilantro rice topped with chili roasted cashews and finished with a quick pickled onion and cucumber mixture. It's easy, it's delicious, and you're gonna love making it. Let's jump in. The first step is going to be prepping our veggies. I'm using a red onion here and a cucumber, and then I'm also using my mandolin. I have mine set for 1/8 of an inch thick, but you can go as thin or as thick as you want for this. The thinner you go, the quicker they're going to pickle with this quick pickle brine. When I get down to close to the blade, I always use my safety, and I recommend you do the same. As I go, I like to add these pieces to a jar that they'll be pickling in. You can use a mandolin, or you can finely chop your cucumbers and onions. Once your jar is filled to the level that you like it, we're gonna set it aside, and then we need to make our brine on the stove. We're going to be using 3/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1/4 cup of rice wine vinegar. We have 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar and a teaspoon of salt in here. Whoa. Then I'm using a little bit of mustard powder, about 1/2 teaspoon. And then a teaspoon of coriander seeds. You can also use ground coriander, about 1/2 teaspoon, or you can leave these out altogether. Give everything a really good mix, and then we want the sugar to fully dissolve and the vinegar to kind of bubble for just a few minutes. When it's bubbling, add in a full cup of water. When the brine has been simmering for a couple of minutes, it's time to get it onto our onions and cucumbers. Then add in enough water to cover the veggies. All right, and those are our quick pickled onions and cucumbers. So we're gonna let this quick pickle while the rice is cooking. It needs at least 30 minutes, but overnight is best. To prep for our rice, it's super easy. Today we're gonna be using full fat coconut milk. The coconut milk is what makes it so creamy, so delicious. We're going to be using 1 cup of uncooked rice that we're going to wash and rinse before adding the coconut milk. You're gonna add 1 cup of coconut milk, 1 cup of water. The other ingredient in the rice is the cilantro, so let's get that cut. You want about 1 cup of cilantro for your rice, and it will cook down to basically nothing, so I always have extra because we're going to be adding a bunch mixed in fresh. Lightly chop your cilantro till it's a good rough chop. It's gonna be so good. Give everything a really good mix. Then checking liquid level, you can see we might just need a little bit more water, so I'm gonna add in another 1/2 cup. Put it in your rice cooker, close it up, and just wait. We're also going to be topping the rice with some roasted cashews. So they're really easy to make and they're really quick. To a parchment paper lined baking sheet, I have 2/3 cup cashews. These are already roasted and salted. If you're working with unsalted, unroasted cashews, add in a few extra minutes of roasting time and add in a little bit of extra salt. I have some chili powder here. We're going to add in about 1/2 teaspoon, just until they're well coated. About 1 teaspoon or a heavy drizzle of maple syrup. You can also use honey or a teaspoon of white sugar. Some black pepper, and then a couple teaspoons of olive oil. Give everything a really good toss, and then spread them out on your cookie sheet as far apart as possible. I think this is why I like using my hands all the time, because you get little snacks. Once these are all spread out, we're gonna get them, excuse me, chili powder in my throat. Once these are all spread out and looking well coated in that seasoning, we're gonna get them into a 325-degree oven. You wanna pull them out right as they're starting to really smell delicious and golden. You don't wanna overcook them because then you're gonna have these like very crunchy bits in your rice. So let's get them in the oven. At the 5-minute mark, I pulled out the cashews and we're gonna give them a really good stir. They're really close, they're smelling so delicious, and that mixture is all bubbly. It's gonna be so good in our rice. Toss them back in for another 5 minutes. The cashews baked for a total of 12 minutes and they came out perfect. The maple syrup had hardened into a beautiful toffee and the cashews were perfectly crispy. When your rice is ready, we're gonna get it served up. So giving it a light fluff, adding as little or as much as you want to the bowl that you're gonna be serving it in. You're going to take those delicious chili roasted cashews that have turned into almost a brittle now because we used maple syrup. Add a few to your bowl. And then these quick pickled onions and cucumbers have been setting for about an hour now. So you're going to add a generous portion to this rice. Topped with a little bit of extra fresh cilantro, you have a beautiful side dish. I'm going in again. This is good. You guys are really gonna like this one. The creamy coconut is perfectly complemented by those chili roasted cashews, and then everything is brought together with the tang of those quick pickles. And please let me know if you try it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching.